So our today's topic is value added method. Value added method. Generally, we have three methods to measure national income. So from them, the first method is called value added method. This method is also termed as production method. Production method. So value added method, production method, both are the same. So first of all, let's know what is the definition of value added method. So it measures the market value, point to be noted, market value of all final goods and services produced by each producing enterprises within the domestic territory of the economy. So it means आपकी इकोनॉमी में जितने भी प्रोड्यूसिंग एंटरप्राइजेस हैं, अब you know that we have three generally producing enterprises and they are primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. So all these producing enterprises, here it means producing enterprise means all the three sectors within the domestic territory of the country. जितना भी production हो रहा है, their market value of final good is called value added method for measuring national income. So what steps to be taken to measure national income by this method? So look, the first step, it is called step 1. First step, as you know, that you calculate value of output. So value of output formula, you know, value of output is equals to sales plus change in stock. I have already explained this formula. So value of output is also called the summation of sales plus change in stock, and change in stock can be measured by closing stock minus opening stock. So this is the formula to get value of output. So this is value of output. Now, point to be noted, the value of output should be of each firm. Each firm here refers to, now value of output should be of primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. So all three sectors value of output you should have. So value of output, then minus intermediate consumption, again intermediate consumptions of all sectors, primary, secondary and tertiary. So when you deduct or minus IC from value of output, you have gross value of output at market price. So this is step 1. Step 1 to calculate value of output. Now step 2 to calculate GVA at MP. This is step 2 to calculate GVA MP. And step 3, when you calculate GVA MP, you get minus depreciation and NIT. If you minus both these, you will have NVA at FC. So this is step 3. And so when you plus NFIA, if you plus NFIA, you will have NNP at FC. This is step 4. Step 4. So this is an NNP at FC, or this is the final national income. National income. So this national income is the same as we have already completed some numericals of value added. So first step, to get value of output. Second step, to get GVAMP, and third step to get NVAFC, and last step to get national income. So I am explaining this in another way also, in a very simple. So look, now look at this. So in my simple terminology, so first step, you have to know to calculate value of output. And you know formula is sales plus change in stock. And second, calculate gross value added at market price, and it can be calculated value of output. Now make sure you have value of output of all sectors: primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. So all three sectors value of output you needed. If value of output is directly given, then no problem, it is always be considered as the whole economy. But if it is given as primary sector, then you also should know secondary and tertiary sector. Then minus intermediate consumption. Intermediate consumption should also be of all sectors: primary sector, tertiary sector, and secondary sector also. So this is the way to get GVA at MP. Now third step is to calculate NVA at FC. It is known as net value added at factor cost. So you have calculated gross value added at market price. Now gross to net minus depreciation or consumption of fixed capital. MP to FC minus net indirect taxes. So you get NVFC. Now most important point is this, that value added is termed as domestic product. So both are synonym in this method. So value added and domestic product are the same concept. It means you have net value added at factor cost. So it can also be written as what? Net domestic product at factor cost. As I have told you that VA is equals to DP. So VA or DP both are synonym terms in this method. So NVAFC is termed as NDP at FC. Now the final step, fourth step, national income. National income, you know that it is termed as NNP at FC. This is national income. And you have what? NDP at FC. Now what can we do? So you are observing that here it is D and we have to as national. So domestic to national goes plus NFIA. So this is the formula to get national income by value added method. So if you want to get national income at value added method, then follow these steps. So look, in this method you need to have some precaution while calculating national income. Now you have reached here, national income आप find out कर चुके हैं by writing steps or understanding steps. Now most important precautions, what precautions we should take while measuring national income by this method. Most important points for the precaution point of view. The first precaution is that intermediate goods, not included items. So intermediate goods should not be included. You know what is intermediate goods? So I have already told you that intermediate goods are those goods which are used by producers for the further production goods and services during the production process only once. Point to be noted, only once. These all are intermediate goods. So intermediate goods must not be included in this method. Now second point is sales and purchase of second hand goods. So second hand goods are not to be included. So if you are buying or selling any second hand goods, these are not included in this method. So next one, Production of services for self consumption also not included. Most important point, production for self consumption. तो अगर आपने अपने खुद के लिए कोई चीज प्रोड्यूस की है तो that value is not included. So production of services, point to be noted, services है, गुड्स प्रोड्यूस किए वो तो होती है लेकिन सर्विस नहीं होनी चाहिए. अब इस सर्विसेज का मीनिंग है कि आपने अपने लिए कोई सर्विस कर दी. अब सपोज करो, सेल्फ सर्विस के लिए सपोज कि आपने घर पे अपने घर की एक सफाई कर दिया, घर में थे खाली थे तो आपने एसी को साफ कर दिया. तो इसकी अगर आप बाहर से किसी को बुलाते तो वो आपको एसी की सर्विस का पैसा लेता, लेकिन आपने ये सर्विस खुद कर ली. लेकिन इस वैल्यू को हम नेशनल इनकम में ऐड नहीं करेंगे क्योंकि आप अपने लिए खुद की कोई सर्विस कर रहे हैं. आपने अपने लिए कपड़े धो दिए या अपने लिए कोई और आपने एक्टिविटी कर ली है, दीज आर नॉट इंक्लूडेड. बट व्हाट टू बी इंक्लूडेड, प्रोडक्शन ऑफ गुड्स फॉर सेल्फ कंजम्पशन. नाउ मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट पॉइंट, सेल्फ कंजम्पशन के लिए अगर आपने कोई गुड्स प्रोड्यूस की है तो ऐड होगी. देखो मैंने बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट बता रहा हूं, सर्विसेज नॉट इंक्लूडेड बट गुड्स आर इंक्लूडेड. फॉर एग्जांपल एक फार्मर है, उस फार्मर ने 100 टन वीट का प्रोडक्शन किया है. अब 100 टन वीट के प्रोडक्शन में से उसने 20 टन सेल्फ कंजम्पशन के लिए रख लिया कि वो खाएगा पूरे साल भर, तो उसने 20 टन अपने रख लिया और जो 80 टन था वो बाजार में जाके सेल कर दिया. तो अकॉर्डिंग टू फॉर्मूला वी यूज ओनली सेल्स हियर. सो कैन ओनली दिस 80 बी एडेड? नो, द 20 टन विल आल्सो बी एडेड बिकॉज दिस इज फॉर सेल्फ कंजम्पशन. अगर वो अपने लिए नहीं रखता तो इसको भी तो मार्केट वैल्यू में बेच सकता था. सो दैट्स व्हाई जो सेल्फ कंजम्पशन के लिए गुड्स होंगी उनकी वैल्यू आप ऐड करोगे. ध्यान रखना, मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट बताने जा रहा हूं मैं. अगर सर्विसेज किया आपने अपने लिए कोई तो वो ऐड नहीं होगी, लेकिन अगर गुड्स बनाई है अपने लिए तो वो ऐड होगी. एंड चेंज स्टॉक है वो आपका ऐड होता है. तो these are some of the precautions you have to know to calculate national income by this method. Now we are going a practice for this question. So you can just a minute. Now look at this question. This is the question. The question says, look at this, I am solving one question for you. Question says calculate gross value added at market price and national income. So I just told you that what the formula will be used. So first of all, you know gross value added at market price. इसका फॉर्मूला होगा वैल्यू ऑफ आउटपुट. नाउ वैल्यू ऑफ आउटपुट ऑफ ऑल सेक्टर्स, प्राइमरी सेक्टर, secondary sector and tertiary sector. So all sectors value of output minus what you calculate, intermediate consumption. It's all same, primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. So this is value of output of all sectors and this is intermediate consumption of all sectors. So primary, secondary, tertiary तीनों का अगर हम एक साथ करके आप निकालेंगे तो your 1200 GVA at MP, तो आंसर ये कितना हो गया 2000 1200 minus 800. So yes, you are right, it's a 1200. So this is GVA at MP. So this is the first answer, GVA MP. Now national income. So for the national income, I just told you that first of all NVAFC, and you have calculated GVA at MP minus depreciation minus NIT. So 1200 depreciation, here consumption of his capital, it's a 50. NIT indirect taxes minus subsidies. So here 80 minus 60. 80 minus 60, 20, 20 or 50, 70. 70 minus karenge, so it's a 1130. This is NVFC. But what you need? NNP at FC. NNP at FC. And I just told you that NVA is also termed as what? NDP at FC. So what you need? Plus NFIA. So final answer you can say 1130 plus NFIA. NFIA, net factor income from abroad, which is 20. So final answer is 1150. Now it is termed as rupees crores. So यहाँ crore लिखना compulsory है. This is rupees crore. So this is the way to calculate national income by value added method. I hope you have understand this concept. Have another practice. Take the screens of this one. Now, question says in this question that from the following out find NDPFC by output method. So output method is also known as income method, or I just explain production method. So only first part you have to do. Second part says income method by NPFC by income method. तो income method मैंने अभी आपको नहीं सिखाया है, so that's why इस मेथड से अभी हम क्वेश्चन नहीं करेंगे. We are applying only one method, NDPFC by output method. So search the item you need for this method and solve it. Okay, do it now. Okay, now this is the same pattern I told you, that just concentrate on your formula. First of all, you can see the direct value of output is given here. So value of output is directly given and intermediate consumption also given. So you calculate direct gross value added at market price. Formula value of output minus IC. And these are directly given, so you no need to get a primary, secondary, and tertiary, because these are already added in all sectors like primary, secondary, and tertiary. So these are combined of all because it is written as value of output. So 800 minus 400, this is 400. Now you need NDPFC. So NDPFC and GDP or VDP same concept बताया. So you can write GDP at MP because value added and domestic product same concept. I have already told you, look, value added and DP are synonym to each other. So you can write these in place of each other in this method. So gross to net minus depreciation and MP to FC minus NIT. So 400 depreciation, consumption of fixed capital 50 minus NIT. NIT is known as indirect tax minus subsidies. So indirect tax given as 60 and subsidies
minus
10. So 60 minus 10. So final answer is 300. So this is 300 your answer. So 300 is the answer, and you are saying of another answer because what you were telling me, you are telling 290. But 290
सर NIT का फॉर्मूला गलत लग गया था, आगे पीछे हो गया.
It doesn't matter to me, it's your fault, you have to accept that. So yes. Now
सर NDPFC तो यही आ रहा है और जो NIT है ना वो NNPFC 290 आ रहा है.
NNPFC इसमें पूछा ही नहीं आपसे इस मेथड से. हाँ, अगर आपसे पूछा होता कि फाइंड आउट नेशनल इनकम NNP at FC, तब आप एक स्टेप और बढ़ाते, दैट इज NDP at FC प्लस NFIA. सो दीज स्टेप्स
मैंने ये भी करा है.
ये स्टेप बोला ही नहीं तो क्यों किया है? तो आप अगर एक्स्ट्रा करेंगे तो इसका कोई मिलना नहीं है. तो प्लस NFIA इज फैक्टर इनकम
10 minus 20.
तो फैक्टर इनकम फ्रॉम रिसीव्ड माइनस पेड, तो इसमें से इस वैल्यू को माइनस करेंगे 10 minus 20. सो 10 minus 20, तो इट इज 290. It is crore. But point to be noted that this is not your answer. Your answer is 300 because it has been asked NDPFC by output method. So only output method से आपको ये चीज फाइंड आउट करनी है. तो अगर आप ये चीज एक्स्ट्रा करेंगे तो इसके मार्क्स हो सकता है आपसे टीचर काट भी ले. तो अगर जितना पूछा है उतना ही करना होता है. So take the screenshot of this one. So in this question you can see that वही साउंड बंद कर पीछे से. In this question, value of output given as these two, and intermediate consumption these two. So GVA MP equals to VO minus IC. So VO's value is given as 1400 and IC is 800. So it's 600.
600.
Now NVA at FC, you have GVA at MP minus depreciation minus NIT. So 600 depreciation depreciation is given this 55 minus NIT, IT minus S, 100 minus 20. So this is 100 minus 20, 80. अब 80 और 55 माइनस करने पे कितना बचा पूरा?
135.
135. Now NNP at FC.
सर वो मतलब टोटल आंसर ये नहीं, टोटल आंसर 465 है. 55 माइनस 80 करेंगे तो 135 आएगा. इसके बाद इसको 600 से माइनस करेंगे ना.
अच्छा, ये तो पूरा नहीं बताया क्या तूने?
नहीं, पूरा आंसर नहीं, पूरा आंसर 465 है.
465.
हाँ जी.
हाँ, तो ये आंसर बच्चा 465. Now NNPFC, NVA at FC plus NFIA. So 465 NFIA, factor income paid to and factor income received. तो received है 10 और paid to है 15. तो 10 minus 15 करेंगे.
-5 आ जाएगा सर.
10 minus 15 minus 5. So it's answer 460.
60.
So yes,
यही आ रहा है सर.
right, rupees crore. So this is the answer 460. So this is the way to calculate national income by value added method. I hope you got today's topic. So class is over. Thank you very much.
Thank you sir.
Thank you, sir.